Hellish cold surrounds me. The rescue capsule is destroyed. Damn communications.
Earth, this is the captain speaking. Can anyone hear me?
And the connection dies. A year's flight separates me from home. Not a soul in this icy wasteland. The mission, it seems, is over. Complete solitude, not a living soul within a year's flight radius. The emptiness here is just like in my ex's soul, and the cold, like in her heart, much harsher than any icy darkness. The task was exploratory. Study Ross 128b, collect soil and air samples, find signs of life. 3 years of preparation, a year of flight. Also humanity could take another step toward the stars. But the asteroid field turned out denser than the scanners showed. A fist-sized fragment pierced the hull and damaged the engine. The Explorer was torn in half. I barely made it to the capsule. 2 moons hang overhead, one silvery, the other with a reddish tint. The system's star shines dimly, casting long shadows on the rocky surface. Gravity here is 1.5 times stronger than Earth's. Every step is agonizing weight. Day 1. Atmosphere, oxygen, 15%, nitrogen, 73%, carbon dioxide, 8%, the rest, inert gases. Breathable but difficult. Temperature, minus 15 degrees Celsius during the day, minus 40 degrees Celsius at night. Landscape, rocky desert with rare crystalline inclusions. The wind doesn't let up, 15 to 20 meters per second. Health hasn't deteriorated. The air is thin, breathing is heavy. I'll have to spend the night in the capsule. Day 2. Got a signal. Rex is alive. My faithful robo-dog. Perhaps some of the equipment survived. Need to get to him. Found him near the fuselage wreckage. He was sitting as if waiting. His sensor eyes blink green.
Captain, happy to see you. How's your condition?
Buddy, I'm glad to see you again. I'm alive.
The fuselage doesn't look too damaged. Managed to save communications, the onboard computer, and some provisions. Started up the AI.
Let's see, friend, what the computer shows. Here's data on the crash. As I thought, we were hit by an asteroid. I'll send all the data and distress signal to Earth. They're probably worried. In a year at most, and we'll return.
The AI confirms it's possible to breathe here without a spacesuit. Perhaps it won't be needed anymore. But where does the oxygen come from? Maybe there really is life.
That's enough for today, friend. I need rest. Tomorrow we'll explore the surroundings.
Rex woke me in the morning.
Captain, wake up. My sensors detected a heat source nearby.
Good morning, Rex. This could be good news. We need to check.
4 kilometers away we discovered a cave with a thermal spring.
We can set up camp here, friend. Let's move the equipment.
Captain, look, patterns on the wall. Looks like lichens. They love warmth and moisture. Why do they only grow on the north side of the rocks? There's less wind there, and moisture stays longer. Are they edible? Can we try them? First, we'll analyze them. Let's take samples. Captain, why is the water hot? There's magma underground. It heats the rocks. What's down there? Can we look? No, Rex. That's too dangerous. Day 4. The AI is analyzing samples. The lichens are safe. The beacon is working, sending a signal every 6 hours, getting confirmations. Earth knows we're alive. On the cave wall, Rex finds a ceramic fragment with symbols. I photograph it. This is clearly not a natural formation, meaning someone lived here, or maybe still lives here. A month has passed. I've turned the cave into a base. Board helps with analysis of minerals, biological samples, atmospheric data. Every day we send reports to Earth. Solar panels provide energy. Board, show me video from my family. Captain, there are no new messages. What about from the agency? Only automatic confirmations. Strange. A month has passed and not a single personal message. Only dry reports. Rex brings a find, an old bone bleached by time. Captain, where did this bone come from? Whose was it? I don't know, Rex. It's not from Earth. Was it big? Where are the other bones? Life once existed here, but where did it go? On the bones, deep cuts, unlike predator marks. Looks like tool marks or rituals. 3 months have passed. Hundreds of reports sent. The reaction is the same. Data received and being processed. Bored, show me news from Earth. Politics, sports, weather, no messages about the expedition. Not a word about me. Is a rescue being planned? This information is classified. Classified? I'm the expedition commander. You don't have access to this section. Even my AI is hiding the truth. Rex, tell me honestly, what do you think? Captain, why aren't they rescuing you? Maybe they forgot. A childish voice, and at the same time harsh truth. After 6 months, my mind is close to breaking. I'm writing into the void. Even my ex hasn't written a word. 8th month, I'm digging into board's files. There are too many restrictions. Show me mission parameters. Investigation of Ross, 128B as a potential colony. Geological objectives. Secondary. Mineral data. Access restricted. Why? Corporate secrecy directives. Not the agency. Not the government. Corporations. I hack further and find a hidden folder. Project extraction. Xerium 247. Price $50 million per gram. The planet has the largest reserves in history. The plan: confirm the presence of the resource. Send data bypassing the commander. The crew: expendable material. Board, did you send the data? I execute the program. You're a traitor machine. I obey corporate directives. Nothing personal. But I have a trump card. Board, send a message. I have complete data on Xerium 247 deposits. Maps, analyses, coordinates. If you send rescue, you get everything. If not, I'll take it to my grave. This is not part of my functions. Either you send it, or I'll shut you down. The message is sent. 3 days later comes a reply, ready to discuss terms. Rescue is in preparation stage. Confirm readiness to cooperate. Rex, they agreed. Captain, what if they're lying? I don't know, friend, but there's no choice. Year 1, waiting for rescue. Writing every month. Responses getting more formal. Year 2, I understand they're leading me on. Won't give up the data. This is my last leverage. Year 3, Rex is my only friend. We explore new caves, finds, bones, and carvings on walls. A civilization once lived here, and it disappeared. Captain, maybe they were deceived too? Possibly, friend. Possibly. Year 4, health is deteriorating. Food is limited, heart is starting to fail. Year 5, I can barely get up. Rex cares for me, feeds me, warms me, speaks quietly. Captain, if you're gone, then you'll remain. You'll remember the truth. In one of the recorded videos I say, if you're watching this, know the corporation is still lying, but the truth is here. It lives in Rex. Year 6, I'm dying. Rex, come here. I'm here, Captain. Remember, when they come, pretend to be an ordinary dog. Let them think you're just a mechanism. Why? Because only you can tell the truth. I understand. I'll remember everything. Good boy. The last thing I see, the flickering green eyes of my faithful friend. 7 years and 2 months after the catastrophe, a rescue ship lands on the planet. The team finds the captain's remains. Nearby, a motionless robodog. Look, the robot still works. Maybe the memory is alive. Woof! Rex barks joyfully. People, they came again. Good dog. Have you been waiting long? Yes. Master said you would come. Why won't he wake up? The rescuers exchange glances. He's just tired, he's resting. They take Rex to Earth. There they interrogate him. Where's the data on the deposits? Don't know. Master hid it. I don't understand such things. But Rex, finding himself in the Space Museum, connects to the global network. He publishes 7 years of recordings. Videos of the dying captain, correspondence with the corporation, secret documents. The world explodes with truth. The corporation collapses under the pressure of public condemnation. And in the museum, he sits and answers children's questions about space. "Do you miss your master?" asks a girl. "Very much." Rex answers honestly, "But I remember him. That's what's important." He remembers, and he got his revenge. Good boy.
The final message. Gordon is in his apartment, an old apartment. The TV shows Beyoncé's performance where she displays the Illuminati symbol. Damn, these insatiable hydras have spread their tentacles everywhere. They're now recruiting everyone as soldiers. Soldiers don't ask questions. They only follow orders. From artists to politicians. They're everywhere now, from banks to smartphones. What's their next step? What are they planning? What are they continuing these games for? We need to punish the commanders, not the soldiers. He turns off the TV. They whisper very quietly, but hit very loudly. And we, like fools, are looking for them in the wrong corner of the room. A car arrives. He opens the blinds with his fingers and watches as 2 men in suits, dressed in coats and hats like detectives from 90s movies, get out of the car. They're heading toward his house. Footsteps can be heard on the stairs, the creak of old floorboards under heavy boots. He takes his Beretta and releases the safety, checks if it's loaded. "I won't surrender without a fight, you bastards. Send as many of your reptilians as you want." Who is Gordon? I grew up as a strong kid, was a curious kid. Always asked questions, naturally, sought answers. But these weren't simple questions, and the questions weren't directed to ordinary people. Getting answers wasn't easy, but I got them. I wrote articles, publications on the internet, but I must have touched on something. I remember how in 2019 I stumbled upon photographs of excavations in Siberia, strange metallic objects in layers millions of years old. The next day the website disappeared, and a week later the archaeologist was found dead in his car. Heart attack, they said on the news. He was 28 years old, an athlete. The CIA, Vatican, Russians, a handful of rich people. This is 1% of 1%. All these people are united by one thing. They're not quite right people. They're not people at all. Just imagine. Dinosaurs lived for 100 million years, but they didn't become a civilization. Humans lived side by side with nature for 1,000,000 years, and suddenly, in just a couple hundred years, they became almost a space power. How did this happen? Weren't you curious? Yes, I know the answers. And they know that I have the answers. There are others who destroy civilizations while they're still in their infancy, thus ensuring their own safety. The reptilians weren't lucky with them. They found themselves a home among the glaciers of Antarctica. Our ancestors called them Atlanteans. These numerous agencies are created to cover their tracks. The enlightened cooperate with them, and the rest they destroy with wars, epidemics, natural disasters. Here a reasonable question arises. Why do they need these secret societies? Can't they explain to the world that there are others? Explain that the end is probable? Here I remember one parable. Once the Swiss were asked, "Why don't you share the secret of wealth with other countries?" And they replied, "We tried." Do you explain to your dog how the world works? Would it understand? How do you explain to an ordinary person who prefers fake news instead of real brain food books, that there is a world, how it's arranged, who controls it. Those who are already in the know build bunkers, seek shelter on other planets, build up nuclear potential. And yet 1% of all the weapons we've created is enough to destroy Earth. So why do we need the other 99%? Something terrible is coming, and they don't tell you about it. Knowing this, would you go to work? Would you live an ordinary life? Could you manage without panic? And yes, the government carefully hides all anomalous archaeological finds. After finding something, government agents are the first to clean out the place. And attempts to share reptilian technologies, like structures such as pyramids around the world in grand constructions, they prefer not to explain. And why don't the reptilians take care of everything themselves, you ask? This isn't their planet. Everything is difficult for them here. Research, living. Without us, they won't be able to defend it. And we can't without them. Dinosaurs were the first attempt to destroy all life on Earth. The second is already on its way. And only with the reptilians can we defend Earth, win the war for our home. I'm publishing this message in hope that the world will learn the truth. You deserve the truth. Make sure everyone knows about this, and I'll accept my fate. They won't write about me in the news. Best wishes to everyone. I love you. Mom, if you're reading this, forgive me for not being able to live an ordinary life. The sounds on the stairs are getting louder. It seems my time is up. Gordon.